So we are starting well prepared now into the next chapter. To summarize, every enterprise AI architecture needs 3 key elements in order to drive real value. And this is context to ensure accuracy, trusted data to fuel the system, and freedom to build according to your needs and not to limit yourself to anything. So let's see. This is exactly where Qlik is sitting, exactly in the center of your AI strategy. And it ensures that any element of your ecosystem, no matter how you build it, is fueled by this correct data with the right context so that you can take the right decisions. Let's start with context. Here we are going to focus on those people which matter the most in the situation, and it's the ones which are in the first line of the decision making. It's the ones who need the correct information in order to drive their daily business. Unfortunately, these people are spending a lot of time still on data level, waiting for the data, searching for the data, analyzing the data. Let's see what solutions we have that help you facilitate and accelerate from just data to proper information and the right decisions. So let's start from the beginning. You have beautiful dashboards, you have perfect data models, and everything that you have invested time and energy in is spotless. But someone needs to watch those dashboards and has to analyze that data. And in the moment where they are spotting an anomaly, it's usually too late. What if the data and those dashboards can watch themselves and find those problems before you need to do? Well, this is where the discovery agent comes into play. It constantly monitors your data and reveals those peaks, sudden drops, changes in trends, and presents them in a feed that's easy to understand. This is possible thanks to the analytics engine, which is capable of analyzing huge volumes of data, complex combinations between dimensions and metrics, and it's doing the hard work for you. It separates the noise from the important information so that you don't have to do it manually. And the good part is that you don't have to start from scratch. All those dashboards that you built and all those that logic, the data models, are turned into a monitoring agent that scans your data 24/7. And this way, your teams don't have to waste time anymore going through dashboards, but they get directly that answer that they need in order to push the business in the right direction. Good. The discovery agent tells you what happened in the moment it happened. Now, the next question is, why did it happen? You pick up the phone, you write an email, and you hope you find someone at the end who actually has an answer for you. What if you could find that answer by yourself immediately? Well, this is where you have Qlik Answers. This is your out-of-the-box AI assistant, which is there for you at every day of the hour and of the day or of the night. And it is combining the logic, the power of Qlik with the intelligence of an LLM, and is coordinating an army of agents which are specialized both on analytics and on integration. So let's see how it works. You are asking answers a question, and it reasons through complex problems. It is able to combine structured data, unstructured data, and the wisdom of an LLM, and provides you an answer that is full of context. Now you're asking yourselves, what is context and where does it come from? Well, there are some key differentiators that Qlik has. First, the analytics engine, your companion since 1993, your trusted companion, which is now evolved and can handle complex problems, ambiguous questions, complex questions. Then there is the power of gray. That functionality that is differentiating us, that is showing you the connections between the data, but as well the data that is not connected, showing you that missing, that those gaps, those blind spots that no other system is able to show you with such speed. And then your existing business logic. Qlik Answers is using your business logic in order to fuel these answers with exactly what makes your business so specific. And for the ones who might have used Qlik answers or are worrying that this context makes the answers too long, too elaborate, we are going to launch the Express mode, which is built exactly for those short questions which require short answers. And now the good thing is that both Qlik answers and the discovery agent are already available to you. So when you have a question, you ask them, you get the information at your fingertips, and you can activate them already today. Now, Qlik Answers and Discovery Agent are explaining the present perfectly. But you all know that the competitive advantage lies in your ability to foresee the future, to anticipate the future. For those predictive scenarios, you usually need a data scientist. Those unicorns, they are hard to get, they are rare, they are usually very busy, and they take a long time to develop complex models that are difficult to explain. Question is, what if you and your team could develop those predictive scenarios by yourselves with no or little bit of help from the predict agent? What happens here? You are asking it a question without any line of code, and the predict agent transforms itself into your personal assistant for these data science problems. And it guides you step by step in your journey of machine learning. It combines the Qlik predict engine with an LLM that knows data science. And here it's what makes it different. It doesn't only give you a number, it gives you all the parameters that are explaining that prediction. You're not blind. And it does the heavy lifting. It uses, first of all, SHAP values, which means it runs millions and thousands of scenarios using all the combinations of parameters that are relevant. And it explains to you what influence these parameters have on your result. And if I confused you, if it's too technical, you don't have to worry about it. You do not even have to know all the technical part, because the agent builds for you, he validates for you, and explains for you everything that you need to know so that you can trust the data, you can defend it strategically to your peers, and you can use it with trust. So from this point onwards, you are not in the position anymore to react to facts, but you are in the position to, you're one step ahead of them. Well, predicting the future is valuable, but any analysis without action stays at the level of expensive information. So now you found something important. You want to react to it. What do? You copy the information from one system to the other. You open manual a ticket. And if you haven't lost your idea of what you were doing between switching systems, you're good, kind of. What if you could trigger those actions directly from the portal, from the interface where you're running your analysis? Directly, automatically. This is where the automate agents comes into play. Your teams can trigger action in up to 60 platforms and applications, such as ServiceNow, Jira, Salesforce, without switching the interface and with only a simple conversational request. So one request that can trigger multiple actions, and all without having to design a workflow from scratch, even if we have the possibility of doing that with drag and drop and no code. Now, when something important happens, who do you call? Automate agent, which is going to trigger those actions automatically, inform the users, even create information in or a Teams meeting. Now, it is all doing this based on the context that you already have, everything that you already have built in your applications, your data models, but not only that. It as well brings in context from your satellite systems that you have already integrated. Imagine you have additional context in ServiceNow, some tickets, some information about the customers on which you're opening a ticket from. More context, more information, better results. And all of that in a conversational way. So, dashboards aren't the endpoint. They are just one step in the full journey. And the real value happens when analysis is transforming into action. And through the integration with your satellite systems, you are as well potentiating your technological ecosystem, making more of it. Good. So we have all these agents that help us do more. But what if I want answers from multiple dashboards simultaneously? How do I ensure that the definitions are aligned? What do I do? Well, the new semantic model that is developed on open standards is going to offer one single definition for all the dimensions and measures, so that every analysis, every dashboard will serve itself from that one central definition. So if you're using those master measures, this will be one step up above the dashboard. This means that cost, revenue will mean the same thing in all of your dashboards. Good. So the new semantic model will be built directly in the data products so that those definitions can be recycled not only in the dashboards, but as well in any other systems which are working with data products. And last but not least, this one is addressing those among us which like to build or need to build dashboards. We know that building a dashboard from scratch can be fun, it can be educated, it can be really interesting, but it's as well a lot of manual work. It's repetitive work sometimes. We can free you from that part that is repetitive, and that is with the analytics agent. It's an agent that you address a request to, and it becomes your co-developer. So it builds sheets for you, it builds the elements, it formats them over and over again as you request it. In this way, you can focus on your strategic thinking, can focus on your vision, and the agent does the hard work or the repetitive work for you. So, behind all of these superpowers is Qlik, and it's simpler than you think. All the things that you have already built, the dashboards, the models, the logic, this is your foundation. The analytics engine is the one, the motor that drives everything, and it drives it now while you're non-agentic, it will drive it when you will be agentic. And all the investments that you have done so far are your competitive advantage that you already have. With agentic, you're only switching off the additional value or additional power to release value. But there is a trap. The agents are performing only as well as the underlying data. And here I'm going to hand over to Luca, which is going to tell you more about the next topic.
Thank you, Ioana. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the concept of the AI reality gap. According to Gartner, more than 60% of AI initiatives will be abandoned due to the lack of AI-ready data. And I'm sure that this number matters for all of us in this room. And why is that? Because AI doesn't need more data, but needs data with context, data that can be trusted, data that can run across the entire organization. And Qlik helps you making your fragmented enterprise data trusted, governed, and usable for AI decisions everywhere. Now, we saw a lot, and you will keep seeing this slide many other times. We talk about trust. But why we insist so much about trust? Because as companies are accelerating their AI and agentic ambitions, they are realizing something important. That actually, what matters the most now, it's actually the foundation. So having a trusted data foundation around their data. And you know, before talking about trust, about data quality, let's concentrate on the concept of foundation. Because this is where companies are still struggling today. Your data is moving too slow. Fragmented pipelines, disconnected warehouses, nightly batches. Everything was built for a different era. And this is exactly where Qlik Open Lakehouse comes into the game. Built on top of the open standard Apache Iceberg, it provides a single, fully managed data layer that actually provides a governed query data layer at scale. And actually, you can ingest data from everywhere. And our adaptive optimizer will make it run at peak performances. And actually, the same data can be used for everything that happens afterwards. Can be data products, can be analytics, can be AI applications, and everything without copying any data, without silos, without lock-ins. And our high streaming throughput capabilities will allow you to ingest millions of events, having data quality, having transformations, having normalization, everything happening on the fly as the data flows in. And this will allow you to measure the freshness of your data in minutes, not anymore in hours or even in days. And the openness of the standard will allow you to query the data using your preferred technology. It can be Snowflake, can be Databricks, can be Starburst, and many, many others. And impact is real. There's this company called Nucleus Research that performed a research, and actually for measuring the impact of our adopters. And the results were incredible because actually there is more than the 70% of saved costs when it comes to data ingestion, up to 5 per of faster query performances, and about the 50% less time of managing the platform. So open, fresh, governed, scalable. This is actually the foundation that your AI deserves. But now, finally, let's move to the trust part of the things. So let me walk you through how we can achieve context, trust, and governance around our data. Because actually, in this era of agents and AI in general, what matters the most is the confidence around our decisions. Because these decisions today can be taken by humans and by machines. And so, whether it's a dashboard, is a query on churn, or is an action that is performed by AI, the outcome will be as good as the data that is used and trusted. And this is exactly what data products want to deliver. So first of all, what is a data product? A data product is a reusable, curated, and governed AI-ready data asset. You can see it as a collection of data sets that you want to aggregate together for achieving a specific outcome. But we are not simply exposing data. We are exposing trust, because every data product has associated an indicator called the Qlik trust score. That is an indicator that gives instantaneously to humans and machines the level of the trust of the data. You can expect, of course, the quality of each data set that composes your data product, as well as the business metadata associated to it. But then you can drill down into more details. You can check the different KPIs that are building your trust: validity, completeness, accuracy, and many, many others. Then you can drill down into the details of the validation rules that have been used for calculating the quality, as well as drilling down into the details of the quality of each and every field. Then, talking instead about governance, we can have the visibility of the lineage of the data, understanding where the data is coming from, who and how is transforming it, as well as the data impact, so the impact of the data after, so in the phases afterwards. And of course, it can be used in many, many different ways: AI applications, stable recipes, data flows, scripts, machine learning experiments. It can be also exposed through APIs. And this gives you the idea on how this can be used everywhere. Everywhere means with every application, including, of course, your AI application. And the beauty of this is that you don't start from scratch. Because whether your data resides in Databricks, in Snowflake, federated through Starburst, or even in QVD files, you will be able to aggregate those data sets into data products, leaving them where they are. Now, the next question is, what are we doing with the trust is low? Because we are all familiar with this sentence, garbage in, garbage out. But now the stakes are much higher. Because today, when we have, let's say, the tolerance for stale data, inconsistent data, low quality, drops near to zero because AI moved from advising to acting. So bad data now don't only generate bad dashboards, but can lead to bad decisions, and even worse, to bad actions that, again, can be taken by humans and by machines. And this is exactly what our data quality agent wants to prevent. So starting again from a data set into a data product, we can ask our data quality agent to create a validation rule for us. Validation rule that can be proposed by the system, or the system itself can let you express this rule into natural language. Then, after a while, it will generate this rule for you with no coding, no human intervention. And this code will be applicable to your dataset, updating automatically the trust score, so that the trust score will be always kept up to date. So the trust of your product will be always up to date. Let me stop here for a while. Because now the next question is, what are we doing when the quality of our data is low? And basically, how do we address the data quality issues having the scale and the speed of AI, keeping the judgment of the human in the loop? And this is where our agentic stewardship comes into the game. And actually here, it won't only address and identify invalid values. It will propose you solutions for that. And it will be also be able to orchestrate and create the sprints that will be executed by the stewards. Stewards that won't start from scratch, because the machine already did the heavy lifting for all of them. And in this way, we are combining, as I was saying before, the speed and the scale of AI with the judgment of the human in the loop. Because when we are talking about data quality, it's not just a matter of identifying the issues, but it's solving them. And today, solving them with the scale of AI, keeping always the control over it. Then there are other agents that are about to come in the next days. We have a data catalog agent that will be able to discover all the data sets and also document all the data sets that are present in your organization. And this will save a lot of time from your data engineers to finding out the right data sets that contain the right information. We are going also to provide a data glossary agent that will ensure that we are all speaking the same language, being able to create business glossaries for you and connecting the different terms to the different entities that they are representing. Then a data products agent, an agent that will allow you to create, maintain, and update data products using natural language. But then a very important part is that we are moving towards this intent-based programming. Ted was anticipating and was asking who is using Claude. So basically, right now, there is this concept of vibe coding that allows you to build entire applications without writing one line of code, just interacting with coding agents. And our declarative data pipelines are going exactly in that direction. So you will be able to create, to maintain, to update data pipelines using your preferred coding assistant. And last, but definitely not least, for all the talent users, and I know that here there are many, We are providing now an AI assistant for Talent Studio that will understand your context, will understand your intent, will help you building jobs, documenting them, creating SQL queries, creating Java code. So basically, the entire power of the studio using a much simpler interface. And if you think, well, all of this is changing dramatically the role of data engineers, that from coders, from product experts, now they are moving towards orchestrators of outcomes. So just to recap what I presented so far. Qlik Open Lakehouse, fresh, open, and governed data layer at enterprise scale. Data products, data that you can trust and act on. And all of this is powering AI. Then a set of productivity agents that are powered by AI. And this is exactly what is building the trusted data foundation. And when it's in place, your AI doesn't just run, but it runs reliably on data that your company can fully trust. Now, I will pass again the word to Ioana that will talk about the third pillar. Thank you.
Thank you. So, the next part is freedom. It's not that freedom, but we have shown you how you can transform Qlik into a system based on agents. And we have seen how you can build the trusted data foundation for your ecosystem. But nothing of this is scalable if the infrastructure does not comply to your requirements. So let's see a few elements that through which we are offering you flexibility and the power to configure according to your needs. Let's start with the first element, which is bringing everything that we have discussed today together with the AI systems or AI solutions that your teams are already using, whether we're talking about Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini. With Qlik's MCP server, we are delivering, I counted yesterday, around 60 endpoints that allow you, or any business user who is asking a complex business question, to get an answer that is founded entirely on valid data from your Qlik environment without hallucinating. So through the MCP server, the AI system or the AI agent or the AI structure that you are using is accessing all the Qlik capabilities that are available. So computation, data models, the logic, and not only for data search, but as well for calculations. And not only for read-only, but as well for creating things. Through MCP server, you can create sheets, dashboards, data products, even automations. So let's see how this works. We are looking here with a traditional application, which is looking at hospital readmission. So it's a medical dashboard. We are going to open Claude, and with a few clicks, actually one click, we are going to enable the Qlik MCP server, and from this point onwards, we have access to the data and the logic and the capabilities from Qlik. First question is to see what readmission trends should I be paying attention to right now. In this moment, I'm grabbing into Qlik, going to look for my data. The MCP server or the system is now working with the data from Qlik, doing all the calculations that are necessary to answer my complex question, and I'm already getting some results. And these are results founded on the data that I have, that's my valid data, that is reality. Now, I get as well some complex answers, which is like my personal BI assistant. Next step is I want to reference some standards, some industry standards regarding avoiding risk of falls. So this is interesting what I'm doing. I'm asking it to bring data from outside in my analysis. So it's first going into Qlik to check my data, and it's working with that information. Then it goes into the web and brings out standards that are available online. And the result is a piece of information which is bringing these two worlds together, my trusted data with standards from outside, and it is something that no single solution would have been able to do. Now I want to put this thing into an operational application or analysis. So I'm asking Qlik from MCP to build something into my Qlik application. So this is MCP or Claude starting to work through MCP, and it builds a dashboard, a sheet. It builds KPIs. It starts building graphs without me having to touch Qlik in any way. So it's all via agentic interaction, AI interaction. I get my graphs, I get my analysis, and the interesting part is that now this information, this analysis that I got in the chat window is not getting stuck there. I'm writing it back into Qlik, and I can use it there, and as soon as it's in Qlik, other agents can use it, automations can use it, so I'm suddenly expanding my horizon with this interaction. I'm getting analysis, I'm getting more information together, and I can write it back into Qlik and use it further, potentiating my environment. Now, this is the slide that Ted mentioned. It's the most important slide for, for this session. We see here, by the end of the year, we are going to launch 100 more endpoints, tools that are going to make Qlik the most deeply integrated analytics platform in the enterprise AI architectures. So you will have Qlik with its agentic part and the expanded horizon, allowing you to work with all the information that is out there, giving you additional freedom. Now, when it comes to infrastructure, nothing can run in production if it does not comply to security standards, to compliance standards, and if it's not available where you need it. So when we're talking about security and compliance, we are investing huge amounts of effort and money investment into making sure that our platform complies, adheres to the highest standards. When it comes to availability, we are looking at no matter where data sits, whether it sits in our cloud, in your cloud, or in your data centers, we make sure that your data is available for you to use. So we have data centers strategically positioned all over the world, making sure that they handle loads of data processing. For data that cannot move, you have the possibility to design and coordinate and orchestrate pipelines from within the cloud, but the processing happens still on your side. And for the data with the highest standards of security, we offer the possibility of full self-deployment. So the ability to get your data from where it is to where you need it is the key factor that plays here. Now, the next part that I like very much is that in a market where vendors are trying to trap you into their ecosystem, like a spider in their web, Qlik has adopted another strategy, and it's the strategy of going for open standards. First example, Apache Iceberg, the standard Apache Iceberg, which is the backbone of our open lakehouse solution, which separates the compute from storage and metadata, makes your data open and available. The partnership with big vendors like Snowflake, Databricks, AWS, ensure that your data is available and accessible no matter what the engine, the processing engine is that you need. And then we are sponsoring the Apache Foundation and the FinOps Foundation because we believe that ecosystems are stronger if they are built on open standards. And last but not least, we are part of the Open Semantic Interchange program, and we are making sure that all your metadata is portable and interchangeable, and this we are talking definitions, measures, logic, data lineage, everything that as well Luca mentioned. So, when it comes to the AI world, we have seen the benefits that you have to interconnect everything that you have. Data products, logic, models, everything that you have built, and even through standards like MCP. And we know that as new protocols will emerge, new standards, new requirements, we will be there to implement them so that you have the freedom to choose what you pick and what you implement. Because this is the real freedom. You pick the infrastructure and the solutions that you need, and we are there to support you. We are not going to lock you into anything, and we are not going to force you into locked solutions. So, this is where I would like to conclude my technical part, and we are bringing Ted back on stage.
Let's just finish off to bring it all together then. So thank you once again. So, guys, am I on? Understanding then the platforms that we build. This is the framework. This at every single point of our technology stack, there is value. At every single point, we help organizations get more. You saw from the nucleus research how we can accelerate the freshness of data, get more data into the platform, the costs of your data warehousing. So spending huge, many of our largest Snowflake customers are spending sort of 40, 50% of their costs just on that ingest layer to get the data into the platform. Understanding then how we cooperate and how we partner to drive value out of a combined offering is critical. Or whether or not by bringing the right data, the freshness of that data to the teams, the engineers within your organizations. Again, the savings stack at every single layer. We're going to see a big fight between GCP and CPU this year. There's the token economics part where people are just burning tokens. I mean, I can't remember how many times I hear people that are just, I go into Claude and I want to ask a question about, is it going to rain tomorrow? Don't use don't use AI to ask you a question, is it going to rain tomorrow? You're just burning tokens for no reason there. This is really where organizations should be using the technology in the right way. And this is really where Qlik are unique in the industry, where we've built applications to help you repeat those questions, but use AI to generate, use AI to do something on top of that data. The agents that are most valuable are the agents that can't do what a human can do. The discovery agent is coming in there, what Gartner would call active metadata, doing something on top of the data that you can't do yourselves. The predict agent or the data steward agent, understanding complex workloads inside your data and getting value on top of that metadata. This is really where we have productivity agents that are helping you do more, and then agents that are extracting value out of the data that you never believed possible. All of these values stack. All of these values stack so that the combination of using Qlik on top of your data to drive new insights and new action on top of the applications you hold today is really, really going to drive value, and where we see the ROI driven today on top of data. This isn't a pipe dream for the future. These are really where organizations are truly driving value today. So we've listed out a lot of these agents. We've listed out a lot of the agentic capabilities that we've seen from the people here today. But ultimately, where can we drive? What are we leaving with you with that takeaway? Context, trust, and freedom. Over and above, these are conversation partners that you can take home, take back to your organizations to understand where are you on this journey. How can I, tomorrow, build on the value that I'm already using today? And this is really that there is no better time, there is no better opportunity to be ready for this agentic vision. And this is the future that you can build. This is the future that is available to you today. And this is really where we are here to help you on that journey, drive more value out of the platforms we're building. So many, many thanks.